We have finished up the first week of our trip in Missouri. We didn't show a ton of it, but we did show you a couple of the highlights. We hope that you've enjoyed them so far. We are currently on the highway headed to Utah. As you can see, the girls, they're working on their teleporting travel techniques, which means sleeping most of the way. Heather's attempting to stay awake for a while. Got about 10 to 12 hours of driving, 12 if I want to get to the destination that I intend to get to tonight. But we are over a half a day, almost a whole day ahead of schedule so far. And thankfully, we could use that to make the trip a little easier. But we'll update you guys as we see things, and hope you enjoy. Ran into a little bit of issue, stopped for a quick late lunch, early dinner. Looking the trailer over, checking the hubs. Realized I had a tire that was low. Didn't think it was very good. Went ahead and started to put air in it, only to find out the valve stem, which I've had issues with in the past, is bad. So the core inside the stem appears to be heating up, and it's going to end up blowing out. So I'm going to have to throw the spare on it because it is the 4th of July and nobody seems to be open this time of the evening. So parts of a road trip. Taking out the valve stem. No tear. It's literally coming out of the core, and the core's tight. I checked it. Discount tire had already closed. Well, they were closed, at least for today. Guess I should check the tire pressure on that. They filmed the arrival at our hotel last night because it was well after dark. Man, it was a long drive. We got into some storms. We saw fireworks for like 2 hours from town to town. It was super, super cool. Anyway, pretty much where I left you guys off at is I had valve stem issues in one of my trailer tires. We made it to Lamar, Colorado, which was our destination for setting up, for sleep. And found these guys here, Delaroche, if I'm saying that right, tire shop here in town, about a block over from Main Street. Hooked me up, got me a valve stem put in there, hopefully of much better quality than what I can buy at the parts store. Come on, guys, slime. This is the third time I've had this happen in the last 2 years, which I don't use my trailer that much, but it's way too often for that to happen. Anyway, these guys hooked me up. I really appreciate it. Getting me back on the road, got my spare taken care of. Now I'm gonna go pick the family up at the local grocery store who is resupplying things, and then we are gonna get back on the road. Just to give an update, we have left Lamar, Colorado. We're in the southeastern part of Colorado currently, headed out, I don't remember what highway this was. You remember, 96? I don't remember. Anyway, this far south and east, all you see is flatlands for a while, a little bit before we see any mountains. But we're headed across the southern portion, which should be mostly the San Juan Mountains. When we get to that, we'll show you some of that. But as of right now, let me show you what the landscape looks like here. Just a side note, one thing we did notice as we rolled into that portion of Colorado, the distinctive smell of lots and lots of cattle farms. It's very strong. Thick enough you can taste it. Thick enough you can just about eat it with each breath. It's a smell that if you're not used to, it's hard to get used to. Even the little town that we stayed in, you can smell it off in the distance. There's some really big cattle farms down this way. And it definitely shows. So, but in case you were wondering, this is television, not smell-o-vision. Otherwise, I'd give you a taste. Also, update on the children. roughing it, all chilled out, attacking. I'm currently enjoying the scenery. Kind of an Easter egg hunt for old cars and trucks, seeing them off in the fields in the distance, trying to figure out what they are. Dreaming of picking them up and taking them home. Obviously not this trip. So. Alright, here we are at the Great National Sand Dunes in Colorado. It's very, very cool. I think everybody who's in the area should check it out. Behind me here is the forward or front visitor center. The terrain is really cool. You can see the mountains in the background here. Looks really cool. I'll show you the dunes here in just a minute. Let some folks finish up. I'll take you over there and show you. There's the sand dunes. I think the tallest is 1,000 feet. I could be wrong on that. I don't remember the details, but I encourage you all to come out and look. I can promise you that it is way up there. Let me give you some general perspective here. Alright, there's me, there's the dunes. They run from way over there way back over here. Really, really cool. Also, if you're familiar with the area, and I'm not that familiar with it, but I know of it, there is a high clearance 4x4 trail back up that way. It's about 20 miles long according to Onyx. We will not be taking that. We're saving for Moab. So anyway, waiting on the family. They're inside checking out the little trinkets inside the visitor center. And then we're going to go to the second parking lot in hopes that we can find some parking for the truck and trailer. And then we're going to physically go climb on the sand dunes, which is something you can do. We made it. The dunes. Unfortunately, you can't take anything on them with a gas engine, but you can walk up them. if you dare. Do either of you two remember how tall the tallest point is? I was thinking it was close to 1,000 feet.
I think something.
I was thinking it was close to 1,000 feet, 800 feet, something like
I'd
that.
have to look it up.
Hold still. You have a.
I have a friend.
You
He
have
just
a friend.
wanted a free ride. Get him to be a stowaway.
Alright, so this is a long walk. I will bring you guys back when we get to the base of something here. Alright, we're making our second attempt to the first dune. Let there be a lesson learned here. If you come
Don't wear sandals.
during the hottest part of the day if you visit, you're going to be miserable. Wear tennis shoes, high socks. That should make the walk a little more pleasant, because it already slows you down as the sand gives out at every step. So every step is like taking 3 steps. But the girls have already gone ahead. They're up there currently baking in the sun on the first sand dune. Somewhere up there. So we're gonna try to get to them, and I'll bring you guys back when we get there. Little dune. Let me show you where we are. So there's Heather. And then in the back's the parking lot. And then Abby and Cheyenne. Let's see. They are right there. There's Abby and Shy. Way up there. As you can see, it goes up a lot further. I think we'll try to cross into the bottom here. And then maybe work our way up there. We're not going any further. We really haven't made much further than what we was. Back over here. The girls are somewhere up this ridge line over here. And that's a young, fit person's game. I don't fit either one of those categories. So, I'm just gonna wait till they finally give up and come back down. And then I'll try to show you how tired they actually are gonna be now. But, as you can see, still lots and lots of sand and dunes. All the way around us. But highly recommend you guys coming out this way. It's very, very cool. It's in southern Colorado. Look it up. National Sand Dunes. Super, super cool. If you're looking for a good workout, I would encourage you to Sand Dunes National Park. Sand Dunes National Park. Maybe do it early in the morning, possibly late in the evening, not during the heat of the day, unless you want to suffer like this fat guy. So anyway, I think we're just going to hang out, rest our legs, wait until the kids pop up over the sand dune there, and then we'll wait on them to come back down. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. Okay, I decided not to let the kids defeat me, at least on this portion. So I caught up with them.
We could go farther.
But I'm not going. And
I think we
where's
could.
your mother?
I don't mean like any higher, just like a patch over there.
She's down there somewhere. I can't
Just like right there.
find her in the camera. She's somewhere down in here. But we made it to this point. I feel pretty good about that.
It's pretty up here.
It is.
I told Cheyenne when we sat down, I'm like, it's peaceful.
If only we had our phone.
Said already several times, if you're in the area or plan on coming through here, maybe you make this your destination, highly encourage coming and checking it out. Know what your feet can handle as far as the sand. It's kind of like walking on the beach, but without the water and without being able to cool your feet. So if you're in the heat of the day, kind of where we are, the sand is really hot, and being that it's sand, it's going to tear at your feet, and it's liable to end up giving you blisters. Watch several people turn around and go back for tennis shoes. Some even thought it'd be better to walk barefoot and or in socks. And if you're seasoned for that, fantastic, hats off to you. But for everybody else, put some protection on them feet, or your vacation might get ruined a little early. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here and work on getting off this sand mound, and catch up with you guys probably after we get back on the road, working toward our next slightly unknown next stop for the evening, our humble abode for the evening, and we will continue into Utah tomorrow. Happens, a lot of things unfold in the last 4 hours. We was going to start working our way over toward the Durango area last night after we got done what you've seen a few seconds ago at the sand dunes outside of a little town called Mako, something like it. We ended up having an oddball flat right front tire, driver or passenger's front tire. It just completely destroyed the tire. He's only probably doing about 35, maybe 40 mile an hour. I'm not really sure what happened there. But it is. Thankfully, one of the locals, which we was near his driveway, he offered some help, and we was able to kind of get the spare out of the truck and get it put on, and we ended up having to find a hotel for the night. Trying to find a replacement tire this morning. It was looking pretty slim, struggling, trying to find anything. Walmart Supercenter was down on staff and technically didn't open up their tire center in a town that was about 30 minutes from us. No other tire shops were open, primarily because it's Sunday. So we were putting a lot of faith into what we have, and we're currently working our way over to Durango to hopefully get a couple of tires to replace our spare and replace the one at the back. That's the plan. We're working our way through San Juan National Forest, trying to baby this tire as much as we can, as far as we can. Fingers crossed we can find what we need there. Anyway, let me show you a little bit of the scenery. Sitting Walmart parking lot, getting ready to jack the truck up and put the new tire on the old wheel back on the truck here. So it is smoking hot on this pavement. We're gonna try to make this as quick as possible. Ow. That's hot. Working our way up out of Durango on 160. Pretty steep pass here. I don't know if it's got an actual pass. We came across a pass earlier called Wolf Creek Pass. That one gave us a lot of issues. A lot of things there. Make sure you've got brakes on your trailer. That helps. Coming down the other side, because we smoked them pretty good and had to stop a few times and really baby them to get us down the mountain. Coming up the other side, at one point for a while there, it was even running first gear at 20 mile an hour while spending more time watching the temperature gauges as far as the transmission and the engine temp with my flashers on, so that was interesting. As I said a second ago, we're sitting on the side of a mountain here coming up out of Durango on 160, and we're battling the same issue making the climb. Engine temperature, gear selection, and trans temp, because as those heat up, I start to lose some power, and it only gets worse from there. So we are pulled over. Engine temperature is back down to where at normal operation temp, which is 210, and the transmission is finally getting down to 200 degrees. It hit 226 before I pulled off. Normal circumstances, it probably runs about 180. So I know I'm really asking a lot of what I'm, asking a lot of this thing. But everybody's being troopers and not hating me openly anyway.
We want food.
Food? As she eats an apple, another one's eating Cheez-Its. I know she'd much rather have a burger or a chicken sandwich. And the youngest one there, well, she survives on air. Typically air and coffee, that's what she has. But she might actually get a little hungry for something in a little bit. Anyway, trans temp just dropped below 200 at a whopping 199. So I'm going to continue on and see if we can't. I think we're very close to the top. We'll see if we can get up there, and then hopefully we'll have some downhill, cool some stuff off, and have a little smoother ride. Anyway, check back in with you guys. Gabby. Yay, we finally made it to Utah. There's the sign we've been waiting on. We're like an hour away from our destination. So, pretty rough landing getting down here. I saw it, thought I had time, had a string of cars behind me. Everybody's being kind of pushy and rude. Anyway, pavement's a little chopped up here. Transitions in the rock. It's kind of an exciting stop. But we made it. Now we're trying to usher the last kid out of the truck so we can do a photo. And then we're going to get on to our destination. Oh, smile. We're on YouTube video. It's all video.
Boy.
Sorry. Phew, I tell you what. So the drive down into this canyon, when you're making the steep descent, that's steep. Really wasn't expecting that. We had a bit of a challenge. The brakes were struggling. Obviously, like I said earlier, the trailer doesn't have any brakes. That's a big part of it, and the load. We're conjuring up some sort of plan on how to make life a little easier getting out of here, because I'm a little concerned. But we'll talk about that later after we figure it out. We have arrived at the Montezuma cabin, if you will. See the rock faces back behind us, or the canyon walls. There's the humble abode for the next 5.5 days. And then we've got large canyon walls, vineyard, more canyon walls, and back that way is the way we came in. Got some mixed feelings on it. Thought the place would be air conditioned. I guess I just assumed it would be. There appears to be some sort of swamp cooler in there that is not currently set up. And it looks like power being supplied to the place is via generator back here. So that's the noise that you're hearing. Not all negative things, just wasn't expecting it. I'm hoping the nights are a lot cooler, as I assumed they were going to be. There is absolutely no cell service, and that I did know. Let's see, what else was there? All right, fancy porch. I'm looking forward to this. I hope it gets cool enough I can enjoy it. Extends around, got our own grill, got our own little fire pit over there. Screen door just like grandma's. Caught you eating the biscuits and jam here. What kind of jam is that?
Plum.
Plum jam.
It's kind of melted right now.
Decent sized little kitchen here. Fireplace. Better hurry up, I'm coming through there. Just kidding. Lots of beds. There's a full-size bed. There's a couple more twin beds. And then the bathroom is through that door. I'll show you that here in a few minutes. Our swamp AC.
Are you sure that's what it is?
Yep. There is internet via Starlink, Wi-Fi, so we'll hook up to that here in a little bit, so we can at least maybe make a necessary video call or something. But wow, the drive down here was impressive. That hill, I'm telling you, words just don't do it justice. Makes me nervous about driving out. Other than that, you do follow along the canyon. Pictures do not do this place justice as far as the sheer size. It's like their own personal Grand Canyon here, if you will. It's impressive. Anyway, We are going to work on getting things unpacked and into the cabin, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to do for dinner, because we're all hungry and we haven't eaten in probably since this morning, really, just snack foods. Anyway, show everybody around, especially my daughter who's staring at me, staring at her. Say hi, Shy. Hi, Shy. The bathroom. Just one big long room. Nice shower. Nice looking. More beds. So you can have a pretty good sized group to stay here. And then you have the back door, which is a screen door also. Walk around here. I'm not exactly sure where that's supporting water. There is a propane heater in there as well. Obviously, propane tank. In the back here, more of that canyon wall, but I don't see the ladder that was in the photos. I don't know why. Doesn't appear to be over here. The outdoor shower option. I guess, I don't know why you'd use this, just to use it, I guess. Probably something to do with the water. Don't really know what's in there. Here we are. Back around where we started. So that is the 5-cent tour. We will update you guys as the evening progresses, or tomorrow. Tomorrow is Abigail's birthday. She turns 20, so we're going to do something maybe fun. We haven't decided what that is yet, but we're going to try to figure that out tonight. And I think that's going to be it for this evening. We will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. First night is in the books in the Montezuma cabin. It's not too bad. It actually sleeps okay. I prefer a softer mattress, but that's my choice, my preference. Everybody else is slowly waking up, doing their morning routine regimen stuff. Update on some stuff, so I need to make a correction. The generator is not used necessarily to power the Montezuma cabin like I thought when we got here. I really don't know what its purpose is and what it's actually doing. I haven't talked to anybody yet, but they did shut it off in the evening, which made it super, super peaceful out here. It was fantastic. Other than that, it was pretty warm up until about after midnight, which is what we figured out based on looking at the weather. And about 1:30, 2 o'clock this morning, had cold temperatures come in, cold breeze come in. We had all the windows open. It was fantastic. It cooled it off in there. Started sleeping a lot better after that. This cabin, as far as power, is solar powered, so you do have to watch your power consumption. The solar panels on the other side of those trees over here. So they advise you not to use the swamp cooler through the night to try to cool things off, because you'll drain the battery too much, or the batteries too much, along with refrigerator lights, ceiling fan, things like that. So you got to be a little mindful of that. Other than that, slept pretty good. Sitting out here last night, it was just peaceful. I think we had one automobile go by. It was more of a side-by-side. It went up the road and then came back. This morning I've seen one car about 15 minutes ago. Let's listen to that. That's what it's all about. Sun is coming up over the canyon wall there. Other than that, it's fantastic out here. It's actually so quiet I can actually hear the ringing in my ear in the evening. It's almost irritating. The kids were laughing at me. I'm like, the noise in my ear won't stop. There really wasn't quite enough sound to drown it out, so that was very different. I do want to show you guys something that I had read about and I'd seen photos on, but I had not been to. I'll show that to you here in a little bit. Anyway, it's really, really nice out here, so just want to let you know, update on the cabin. I give it a thumbs up. I do like it. I don't like the drive down with the minimal brakes that I had. And I advise any of you who come down this way to be very cautious coming down that hill because it is loose gravel. Do not get in a hurry. There are no guardrails. Run low gear if you can. That's my advice. You do what you feel is right. But definitely take it slow, and I think you'll be just fine. There is another way, but it's like 20 miles that way. And we came in 11 miles from that direction, and it took us 30 minutes to do those 11 miles, so I don't even know what that would take. Anyway, that's it for now. We're gonna get a plan together and probably get the Jeep unloaded and figure out what we're gonna do today. Today is my oldest daughter's 20th birthday, and she wants to do something, but we're not sure what. So I think we're just gonna go explore a couple easy trails and take in the sights. Anyway, I'll update you guys after we get going. All right, we're going out on our first trail. It's a real simple trail, gravel, dirt. Shouldn't be anything extreme. It's rated 1 out of 10. It's the Montezuma Canyon trail. We're already 11 miles into it, where our Airbnb cabin is. We're going to venture out the other end in hopes that maybe it'll be a little easier to get out. But there's sights to see, so we're gonna go that direction as well. See what there is. We'll show you guys what we find. I went acknowledging the size of this tree. And it's not so much the height as it is the girth. This thing's got to be 6 foot diameter. It's huge. And then out here at a farm, I don't want to hover around too long because I don't want to upset nobody. But really cool, especially in a desolate area like this, where water is so scarce. For a tree to grow that well and for this long, that's impressive. All right, on with the trip. Points here is a 3 kavas, I guess is how you say it. Leftover stone structure of some sort. We're going to walk up here. Looks like we're allowed to walk up here and kind of explore as long as we leave things alone. So that's what we're going to do. Looks like a cow's roamed in here at one point. Somebody probably didn't get the gate shut. What are we looking at?
You can sign in.
Cool. Sign us in. Hold that up. Ooh, that is hot. Switching fingers. Switching fingers today.
Abby's birthday, never mind.
I don't know, Mother. What is today?
It's you're about out of time today. Wow, that thing's hot. Today, my dear.
Put it back on my phone.
Whew, it's hot. Hot. There's some people here on the 2nd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th. All right. go in?
I don't want to. I saw pictures of somebody in there.
Basically, it's an above ground mud hut. This one's probably been restored. Oh, I can feel it flags. Going in, Shy? Get down in here in the three kivas, whatever you want to say. And it's actually really, really cool. It's cool in temperature. And the stone structure is very, very cool. Looks like probably a fire pit at some point. And I don't know what that is. Right there. No idea what that was used for. But you can see all the wooden structure. Come on down. It's only creepy until you get down here. When you get down here, you're like, oh.
I was taking a picture.
Yeah, once you get down here, you're like, oh, ain't nothing creepy about this. It's very, very cool.
There's a feather
Check it out.
and some fossils.
I'm glad I climbed down in here now.
Yeah, to see.
Sunglasses off. That's what I had to do. You got these pillars.
There's a little
Very, very cool. Climbing the ladder back out. Watch your head. Man, I wish I'd have had that on camera. Suck it
How do
in.
you think it's gonna be for me? It's not gonna be much better.
Watch your head.
Who put that log there?
Oh, that felt loose. I don't like that.
Watch your butt too.
Shy squirms right through this thing like a spider. I'm going to try to do this one-handed.
Sir, would you like me to film you climbing the rest of the way up?
Nah. Yeah. Hi, Ma. Climbing up out of the ground like an ogre.
Yay!
Fat man out. As he is here, stay on the path and latch the gate before you leave. Doing our due diligence. But see more canyon walls. Still got a long ways to go down this road. Been lots of neat things to see. I suspect there'll be more, so we'll show you guys as we see things. On this trail you'll see several little farms, but this is one that's actually got an old cabin. It's had some updates. Looks like somebody's added in a water tank. I don't know where it actually feeds to. And a new solar panel. And there's been some work done there in the back. I don't know whose this place is, so I don't want to sit here and film much of it for very long. What I wanted to point out was the old building itself. So anyway, let's get moving. All right, we made it to the end of Montezuma Canyon Road or Trail, if that's what you want to call it. As far as maybe dragging a trailer in and out this way, it seems like it's definitely more flat. You're not dealing with the hills. There are some narrow areas that you don't really want to meet traffic with that trailer, but you'll just have to work with whoever's on it to get through there. We haven't decided whether we're going to come out this way. I'd still much rather go the shorter direction, but that hill is very intimidating, as I've mentioned multiple times. Anyway, we're going to circle back. We got 20 some miles of dirt road to travel, but we know what's entailed, so we're going to head that way. We'll update you guys when we get back to the cabin. All right, we made it back from our little adventure to the end of Montezuma Canyon Road. Got to the end and decided to just kind of turn around and backtrack. It took us hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, something like that. It's a pretty good drive, and that was starting 11 miles in, so keep that in mind if you guys are interested in traveling that. I think what we're going to do next is, well, I'm going to show you this sweet little spot over here, and then we're going to load up in the truck, run into Moab, and we're going to have us a little bit of a birthday celebration, try to find us some pizza and ice cream, and hang out, check out a couple things there, and then come back and call it an evening. They would know.
I'll find a way.
And nobody said anything about no napping. I mean, if you fall asleep, coincidentally all of us. Just remember there's no bathroom. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Here we go. Da, da, da. Beat the drums. Here in Moab, actually north of Moab, getting ready to head back to our campsite, and I spotted something I wanted to stop in, and I was kind of hoping I could find him out here to say hello once again. I met him a couple years ago, and that is, if you're familiar with Moab, there's Trailmater, there's the buggy, that is Robbie Layton's soon-to-be Rat Rod tow truck, Mini Mater's down there on the end, and this one I'm not familiar with. I've only seen a little bit on it. I hope to find out more about it when I watch some more videos, but I'm going to kind of walk around them and check them out, and maybe I'll get lucky and he'll come out and say hello. Rory, if you ever see this video, just know that I was at your shop. We met once before, and maybe one day I'll get to go on a recovery with you. I don't really remember that damage. And this one, it's the first time I got to see this one up close too. Very, very cool. Anyway, here we are. This is pretty exciting for me. You guys kind of inspire my efforts, my builds, which isn't a lot, but they're improving. Anyway, guess I better get the family back home. And shout out to Jim and Jake McClung, because I know you guys like this stuff as well as I do. And maybe one day we'll get to make a trip out here together and enjoy some of this.